the job of the reporting. So
Okay,
I
let's go
think
ahead.
yeah. Okay. I will sharing this Scrum.
Excellent.
Yeah, and I will share the Trello board. Okay, and maybe offer to Shalin, Ellen, and Gaby. Can you see the Trello board right now, or still locked from your side? Okay, all good for Gaby.
No, I can't see it actually.
Okay, maybe I
Wait.
will share it to your email. And offer to Ellen, it is already good from your side for the Trello board.
I can't see it too.
Okay, wait, Ellen, Red Bukit Vista. Give me a second. Okay, for now I will sharing my screen again for everyone can see the Trello board. Give me a second. Okay, so okay, let's start our Scrum, and I will sharing this Scrum, and Aldo will help me to for the secretary. Okay, Aldo, and I will continue to update the campaign first. MA1 phone and WhatsApp campaign. Also, Aldo, give us your update.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the time. So actually, I don't have much update on this. So many people, the list is still the same, but the list is still the same, but the responses is getting increased. So I got 6 response, but most of them are unfortunately an agent and also like a management company. So there's a no for us. And I think that's all the update, and the meeting is still the same, and the deal is and one deal is going to be signed because they already we already sent the revenue projection and already decreed the bigger, but there's some a little issue on the bigger side. So we'll work it out on that, and I think we'll finish on the contract this week. I suppose
It is from
from
Putra Bali Villa.
yeah
Yeah.
on Putra Balisila.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Aldo, for your update. And next to MI2 Facebook group post. Okay. So this is from my report. Basically, I don't have any big update, but I will start focus on this campaign. And my to do list plan is doing research for of a Facebook group in Bali and also in Thailand, and I will join the Facebook group and also bless the post by tomorrow at 1st of September. I think that's all from my update, and move to MI3 website campaigns. So it is already updated by Gani. The number of traffic is 460 page view, and I believe there's no big change. But Gani also came up with the friction. There is a low conversion, difficult to track the leads from come from. It is from Facebook ads. Okay, basically it is from the last friction that we already discussed, but we still don't have the answer yet. And the traffic quality is bigger on the 45% audience is 18 until 24. I think this is from the uh, slash jobs page. So I assume this is not have a correlation with this campaign basically. And in 1 week ahead, we'll do an improvement on the website based on Sarah's analysis. Okay, thank you, Mas Gandhi, for the update. And move to MI4, email campaigns. The update is, wait, let me see. Okay, there is increase of number of list, about 20 emails. The source is, I believe, from Frida's, yeah, from Frida's list, canvassed by Frida's previously. and the friction from Gani is a low number of clicks. Okay, low email clicks. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mas Gini, for the update. And move to MI5 over to Aldo about LinkedIn campaigns. Do you have any update about this?
So my update here I only update the funnel from Abacha and Michelle, but there's no response yet. So and also I still focus on phone and WhatsApp campaign for this time.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Aldo. And yeah, the last one is MI6 Facebook ads post campaign. Okay, the update is still on progress on the content creation, and I will do pairing with Gani after this Scrum. And yeah, I think that's all for the report. But basically, the I say the most important things is from this funnel, I believe, website campaign, because um, there is less activities, and also we still improving the website based on the analytics, but and also we also focus on the migration from the Strikingly to WordPress. So I think this is from the urgent part. So yeah, we'll have a discussion with Gani and Sarah for this campaign. And over to Aldo and Jing, do you have anything to add about the report at this time? Nope.
I do. Okay.
Oh yes, sir.
So my question is on M1, right, which is phone and WhatsApp campaign. So let's go ahead and take a look at that list, right? We have a list of 55. Let's go ahead and take a look at the previous size of the list. Can we go down a little bit? So let's see what the previous update was. Okay, it's 55 today. And what was the previous update?
This is previous one, sir. The difference is from the response.
So then my question is this. This is where we seem to be getting results. Am I correct? Somebody told me that we have one deal in progress. So my question is, why are we not adding more to the top of the funnel? Right?
From the list funnel, sir.
Yeah, because it seems like the conversion is going well in the first stage from list to response. That's going well. We're not seeing a lot of meetings happening, so that could be something to do maybe with Aldo, right? But if it is working, so this is how I would analyze this. The way I see it is, if this is working, we need to add more input, right? And then the second thing is we need to convert more. Aldo needs to convert more of those responses into meetings. And then if Aldo can't, then he needs to deliver up his stack. Is it because that the people getting through have not been correctly filtered? And then let's just go through that actually. Let's go through that exercise right now. So Aldo, this is where we're going to be mean to you, right? Not mean because we don't like you, but mean just to keep you accountable, okay? So I saw that. Let's go and take a look at the first statistic over there. The first funnel update, please. So the first screenshot on August 26th. Okay, in the first one, I see that this is a pretty good conversion ratio, right? This is 1 to 6. And then let's look at the next screenshot. Okay, and the next one after that. Okay, this is even better now, Aldo, right? You're functioning almost 3 divided by 14. 3 divided by 14 is a equivalent. Hey, what's 3 divided by 14? All right, let's ask Aldo. Aldo, what is 3 divided? Okay, yeah, result. What's 3 divided by 14? Okay, so Aldo has gone up in his conversion rate. He went from about, what's 1 divided by 6 result? 1 divided by 6. Aldo improved, right? He went from a 16% conversion to a 21% conversion rate, okay? And now let's take a look at it now. Now let's divide 3 by 20. Okay, so Aldo's conversion rate fell again, right? It went from 16 to 21, now to 15. It's the lowest it's ever been. So then the question to Aldo is, Aldo, why did your conversion rate fall?
So the new response that I get is mostly like 4 out of 6 is an agent. Is
Ah,
the agent, so there's no conversion around it.
very good. Okay, so if we're targeting agents, is that the correct target that we should set, Aldo?
I think targeting agent is not the right target
Correct.
for us.
Correct. So that who needs to know about that so that we bring in less agents, Aldo?
Upper from the list.
Okay. Is it in Gunny and Tara's bucket or is it in Rizal's bucket?
It's likely results market.
It's Rizal's bucket. So Rizal, you need to target. You need to bring in more emails, but not agents, right? And so let's go ahead and put that as a note. That's a great insight, right?
Yeah.
So Rizal will target more people, but not agents. Okay. So Rizal, there's no activity on your side of the funnel. Why is that? There's 55 has not gone up.
Uh, yes, sir. I just trying the scraping tools from PD, but basically the current funnel is for email
Okay,
scrap. Yeah,
that's fine. We have a best way by Vidi, right?
yeah,
But we need better, not best right now. Does that make sense?
yeah,
So if we keep on waiting for best, or if we keep on investing in best, then hey, inspiration, guys. This is really good. Okay, I want you guys to take this into mind. This is a great leadership question. When is it okay to compromise? When is it not okay to compromise? Okay, so this happens a lot. This happens a lot in situations. Do we go for A plus or do we go for what we have? So you have an objective, which is get us. It's a very clear objective, right? 2 partnerships a month. That's the objective. It's very clear. Now, should you compromise? Let's say to should you compromise the objective? No, that should never be compromised. That's your SLA. You're going to hold that to be your fundamental truth. 2 partnerships a month. But should you compromise, let's say, something that gets you closer to the objective, but not all the way there? Yes, right? So that is a good compromise. So meaning like, yes, it would be great if we had this automated tool and we could get, this sort of immense, but in the meantime, it means that we don't get any other leads, right, into the funnel. So you might need to compromise sometimes to prioritize. You might need to say, okay, that one, yes, will be a super weapon if it comes out, but in the meantime, I still need to feed my family, right? And sort of like that's why people go to school and they study at the same, or they go to school and they work at the same time. I need to work to pay the bills, but I also need to study so I can get to the next job that I want to get to. Okay, so this is something I heard Obama say to a bunch of interns. I thought that was really inspirational. So I would say this result: dedicate part of your time on the super idea, but also keep that funnel busy because this funnel is your most active and most prosperous campaign. And your team is also waiting for you as well. Aldo doesn't have anything to do if you don't keep that funnel full. Okay? All right. That's my first analysis. So maybe also target more people, not for agent, and also resolve. Go for fill the funnel every day with something, even if it's not perfect. Okay? Okay, great. So we have some progress on that one. Next, let's go and take a look at the next campaign then. Let's analyze the next thing, which is this working better for you guys, gentlemen? Aldo, Rizal, are your responsibilities more clear now? Wayana? Yeah? Okay, good, good. Okay, let's keep on going. Next, Facebook posts. You know what? This doesn't seem like we're very busy or active in it again, right, Rizal? So I think we talked about this the last time. We need to get some more activity down on this particular pattern. Have you, Rizal, created any more activity yet?
Oh, not yet, sir. Because I don't know. Is we currently have that Facebook group list, but personally we already post with our villas inquiry, right? So it I think it's not I think it's like a spam if we post on that group again. So my preferred is I'm trying to add more Facebook group list
Okay,
from the
good.
other area too. Yeah.
All right. So you'll need to, once again, compromise a little bit, right? So if we keep on building a list, but we don't send anything out on that list, then that list is not really active either. Okay. So you're absolutely right. You don't want to be too spammy because then people will ignore you and that has negative brand consequences. So there's two ways to not be spammy. One, broaden the list so that, like you said, you get more people. Two, change the content, right? Don't talk about the same villa. Talk about a different villa. We have 180 villas, each with 5 stories. So that gives you probably like 900 different ideas that you can circulate. Like me, even with my little funny little vlogs, I try to create a different vlog with a different topic every week, and I circulate it to different types of groups. So you're going to need to get some activity in there and not be too inhibited, okay? So maybe switch up the content, ask Gunny or Aldo to maybe redo some of the graphics. Take the properties you think have the best, or if you're not sure, ask BI which properties I want to advertise, create a few versions, few pitches on those ones, send those out. But once again, you need to keep the activity going. Otherwise, people down the funnel don't feel anything. Okay. All right. So this funnel is once again stuck because there's not enough activity at the top of funnel to drive bottom funnel activity. So result. This means you gotta feed the rest of your team. Okay. So that's my comment on that one. Next, let's go to the next campaign. All right. This one is website. This is good. Okay, so we have, let's say, I'm looking at the Google Analytics right now. Right now, I know you're trying to figure out what channel it comes from, right? I think that was the task I asked you to take a look at last week. Do we have an answer? Have we been able to Google search and find out how to separate traffic? Rizal?
Not yet, sir. I think that's from Tara's.
Right. Tara was going to go and figure that out. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's wait to see if Tara has actually come back with some information about that. Okay. Nonetheless, let me show you some things that we know already. I'll share the screen. And
Yeah.
I'll try to show you the magic of Google Analytics. So we need to wait for Tara to come back, but in the meantime, we can take a look at the Google Analytics and see a few things. This is the total amount of traffic that has arrived at Manage My Property. You're absolutely right. At some point in the future, we will need to move to WordPress. But once again, don't compromise for best and forget better, right? Right now, I'll accept better. We don't need best, right? If we don't get anything in, then we're always waiting for best and we never get there. But what you're going to need to do is probably, like, let's say, for example, you're probably going to need to get good at Google Analytics and realize to sort on source. So I just took that same information, everyone. Does everyone see what I just did? Okay, let's go back, right? Did everyone see? Okay. So I have the traffic, 460 coming in, but now I've sorted it according to the source. So where did this traffic come from? We can see that it came from Facebook. But once again, this is the problem, right? 69% of the Facebook mobile traffic is bouncing away. So it's not actually good traffic, everyone. 70% of what we pay for coming from Facebook leaves. So they're not well targeted. So you're going to then, as let's say, thinking about this particular objective result, right, as top of funnel, you're going to have to think about the quality of this traffic, right? Did you bring them in from the right audience on Facebook? Is it the right timing on Facebook? Did you message the right correctly? Or do you want to switch to Google? Because if you look at Google, Google brings us 43% of the traffic, and with only a 10% bounce rate, which is the lowest bounce rate, right, that you possibly want. So perhaps this isn't a Facebook thing actually for the website. Perhaps this is a Google thing. Perhaps this is a Google keyword search type algorithm, and that will bring the traffic and clean it up. Okay, so that would be what Tara and Gani would analyze and tell you, and then you could then think about, yeah, they're right. I probably should start a keyword campaign on Google because that might be a more targeted audience than my Facebook audience right now. Okay, so this is how you can use the data to figure out that objectively, and you can even see Google traffic is even better than direct traffic. Astounding, right? Even if we give the website to somebody and say, click on it to manage my property, they still staying on it longer. They still don't bounce. And they stay longer on it. They spend 2 minutes, 22 seconds on it from Google rather than from any of the other sources, which is actually pretty astounding, if you ask me, right? And you can sort this according to bounce rate. So we can sort according to bounce. Oops. Okay. So we see the highest bounce rate comes from Facebook, and the lowest bounce rate comes from Strikingly, because we're editing it, right? That's why it's a low bounce rate. And perhaps this type of Facebook, which is probably our own views. Okay, so we have some more insights on that, and that should clarify the website. Okay, that's it. That's what I would say about the website campaign. But the website campaign has resulted in how many deals so far, or how many meetings so far, Aldo?
Sorry, you're breaking at my set.
How many meetings have we gotten from website?
I think one.
Okay.
Two with the gym.
Okay, 2 meetings. Okay, so you can see this is probably worthwhile to pursue. Yeah, let's go to Wayana. Wayana, how many deals do we get off of the website? Babe, you're muted. Babe, you're muted.
Okay. From Aldo is one. It's actually in progress. It's just waiting for the owner to sign the contract.
Okay.
It should be done by today.
Excellent. Okay, that's productive. All right. So you can prioritize this campaign, right? This campaign seems very good. So we can upgrade this and push it to the top. Rizal, what is, you think, the most urgent thing that we need to fix with this particular campaign? Is it the landing page or is it something else?
From this campaign is the landing page, sir, because as we talked before about about the bounce rate, and then the traffic from Facebook also, they're mostly using a mobile, right? So we have to optimize the mobile version of this.
Yes, very good. You're right. It's probably a few things, right? It's landing page channel fit. Does that make sense? So if you put it on this particular channel, maybe the landing page isn't optimized to it. There's a few ways you can solve this problem, Rizal, right? You can solve this problem by picking a better audience. If you pick mostly a Google audience and you're able to enhance the Google audience, you would fix the problem. That has a remarkably low bounce rate, 10%. So the landing page already fits with the Google audience. Make sense? Right? The landing page doesn't fit with the Facebook audience. Maybe send the Facebook audience to a different landing page. Right? Nobody knows, right? You can arrive on 100 different landing pages. You wouldn't know that was there. Facebook, remember, if you send them to a different landing page on Facebook, that's fine. You're not expecting the Facebook landing page to be ranked on Google results, so people wouldn't go there on Google results, right? So you've effectively solved your other problem, Rizal, which is how do you track the different things? You create a separate landing page for that, right? So you can respect your Google audience and not mess up that audience by keeping low bounce rate on the current landing page that you have. You can create Manage My Property Facebook mobile, right, to create a new landing page that's more Facebook mobile friendly. And you know what? You can probably do that today, right away by hooking up the WordPress site to Facebook and see, does that site have a lower bounce rate than the Manage My Property site does?
I see.
See? And then you solved your problem, and then you created. It's fine to have two landing pages. Why not, right? I mean, Thomas Arendt, did you guys come to Thomas Arendt's discussion? Aldo did, right? Remember about globalization, about internationalization? They have a different landing page for each culture because Japanese people don't want to see empty websites, right? They think the empty website is under construction. They like websites that have information density. So Yahoo probably would have a different landing page for a US audience than it would have for a Japanese audience. And that's fine, right? Like, give each audience what they want, and they all will appreciate that. The best way I can describe it is religion, right? If you go to America, you will see like a Buddhist temple, but on the outside it looks like a church. And you're like, why does it look like a church, right? And the reason is because, well, it looks like a church because, we didn't want to demolish the church, and we just happened to use it. So it sort of like changes with each culture, right? So create a different landing page for each segment, for each audience, and you might be able to optimize that, right? You can use your WordPress set for the Facebook right away, and you can see immediately if that works better. Okay, all right, and get more traffic, right? Once you've created the correct fit, get more traffic, and you know how to do that. You can just up the Google ad budget, right? And you can up the Facebook ad budget once you have fit. Don't up the budget if you have no fit. That's just throwing money away, right? But once you've reduced the bounce rate, once you have that fit, up the budget. Then that will create more leads for Aldo, and then everything will start working. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Isn't this beautiful? Don't you guys feel like you have so much more control now over what's going to happen? Every choice is more systematic, right? Like there's only one way to do. Oh, this is exciting! I'm getting like, oh yeah, it's fun. Okay, but I really do think, Rizal, we can upgrade that then, right? You can pull that card all the way up to the top, probably just below the phone and WhatsApp campaigns. Okay, because that is working better than Facebook posts. Okay, next, let's do email campaigns. Let's take a look at our email list. Okay, 41 emails, no responses, no meetings. So we need to know from Gani what is the problem, right? We don't need to get more emails at this point because we haven't moved anything to the funnel yet. So we have 2 unknowns at this point. Oh, no, we have only 1 unknown. People are opening it, which means that it's relevant. People are just not clicking and responding, which means that the message is not resonating. So, Rizal, you've done your job, okay? Your email list is working. If it wasn't working, nobody would click on it. It would go into spam boxes, and you would have a 0% open rate, okay? So, Rizal, you can go ahead and keep on collecting more emails in the same manner that you've collected. We need more top-of-funnel activity, Rizal, okay? The problem in this particular campaign is that Gani and Tara have not created a persuading message yet that gets people to want to respond. So we're going to need to look inside that message to get it more persuasive. We're going to need to look at the button. I don't know if we even have a button. Maybe we have no button. That's why we get no clicks, right? 0% click. We need to look where the button is to respond. We need to look at like what is the call to action on that button, and that's what we need to fix in order to get flow through so that Aldo can get some leads and some responses back. Okay? But for your job, Rizal, you've done a good job. Keep on adding more emails in and keep on making sure that they build that list. Whatever your method you're using is a correct method. You know because people are opening it. Okay? All right. So that one is still under prioritized. But Rizal, I think for the email campaign, once again, you need to add more activity. Okay? All right, next one, LinkedIn campaigns. Let's take a look at that. Thank you, Aldo. I saw that you reached back out to Abacha. So that I see is working. And then the LinkedIn outreach is 5, the LinkedIn response is 3, LinkedIn meetings is 0. Now this is a high risk, high potential activity. This might be something you can delegate to one of these lovely interns later on, right? You can say, hey, look, Sri Lin or Gabby, can you help me reach out to a few owners every week and just see if we can get them through? It seems to be working, by the way. It seems to be working. It's a huge response rate. 5 outreach, 3 responses, that's 60%. That's much, much higher than any other potential thing. So once again, Rizal, it's working, right? Your side is working. Gani's side is working. It's mostly Aldo's side right now. So let's go to Aldo. Aldo, why have we not been able to turn these responses into meetings, Aldo?
I think maybe about the message.
Okay.
Not
Have they said
persuasive.
no, or have they just not gotten back to us?
It's not getting back. So
Okay. So a lack of follow-up, right? Okay, so like dead ends. Aldo, I think what you can do then is you need to get to a no as quickly as possible. So the best answer is a yes. The next best answer is a fast no. The worst answer is limbo, right? Because what that will tell us is it will tell us the quality of our audience. So then that will tell us, did Rizal get us the right people? If they all say no, we need to understand why. Okay, the third best answer is Why? Right? Why did they say no? Is it that we don't have anything that they want? Is it that we're too expensive? What is it that the reason that they're saying no? Right? We can probably guess that if they responded, they're somewhat interested in this, right? If you're not interested at all, why would you respond? Unless you just respond to be polite and say, no, I don't want this. But if they did respond, there is a good potential that they are at least interested, but we need to figure out more. So we need to figure out, Aldo, why no, okay? And on that one, once we have it, then we can go back up and we can retarget the correct list, and Rizal will have the right way to target it. So the mission to Aldo is this now. Aldo, we need to know objectively yes or no, right? Do you want further information? Okay, you can say something like this. I promise to not bother you anymore if you tell me to go away, right? Something like that. Just be playful. I promise to not bother anymore, but at this point, would you be able to just help me out and tell me yes, you're interested, or no, you're not? And then I will take the correct steps, right? From that, we can figure out, do we actually have the correct list, okay? And then Rizal can then figure out, okay, do I need to target the same people, or do I need to target a different group of people, okay? Okay, I think that would be a good note, Rizal. We can put it on that card. So we need to figure out exactly what kind of people we've gotten through the funnel. But the channel seems good. The response rate seems very, very positive. It's the highest conversion rate, okay? So there is promising. If we can work on this all day long, gentlemen, this would be very easy, right? If you get 100, if you reach out to 100 people and 60 people got back to you, that's unbelievably good, right? That's the best channel ever, okay? Okay, great. But right now, because we have had no meetings and no deals, we will under prioritize it for now. This is more let's say a potential but unproven method. Okay, let's keep on going. Is there anything else? Facebook ads. Okay, Facebook ad posts. Last one. All right. I don't think we've done any work here, Rizal, right? Because okay. So, quick question, Aldo. Have you gotten any responses from Facebook ads?
I don't think so, sir.
Okay, great. How many impressions have we gotten, Rizal, on Facebook ads?
On the previous Facebook ad, sir,
Yeah.
we got a 40,000 impression.
Okay, 40,000
Yeah.
impressions and zero
Yeah.
meetings is not very good, right? And zero responses is not very good.
The conversion we got one, and the meeting got one. It's from Bumaki. It's from
Oh, okay. Let's go
yeah.
over to Wayana. Wayana. Well, I can't see that right now, right? Because it says zero. So that's why we need good stats. Babe, what happened in that meeting? Did we get a deal?
Which meeting did you say?
Meeting that Rizal just spoke about. Rizal, please remind Wayana.
No, it's from Bumaki leads.
Bumaki. Bumaki product is not finished yet. She said she will decide when she finish the property. Basically, it's still under construction.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's something we can work on. How much money did we spend for that Rizal to get that one ad, to get that one conversion, to get that one meeting?
$50.
Okay, so you're gonna have to think about that also, Rizal, right? Is it worth $50 to get one meeting right now? Or is there a way that you can significantly improve that ROI? Okay, so I would also put this below LinkedIn now, Rizal, in terms of it's unproven or it's somewhat proven, right? Somewhat proven, but not very efficient. So it needs the most amount of work in order to deliver our SLA. Okay. All right, good. Now we've ranked all our different campaigns from the campaign that, let's say, has the most promising result to the campaigns that have the least promising results, okay? And this is how you prioritize, gentlemen, right? You can prioritize now based on what we see here. So if you need to decide 80-20 rule, 80% of your time should be on the campaigns at the top, 20% of the time probably on the campaigns at the bottom, okay? All right, cool.
Okay, will noted, sir. Yeah.
Let's go now maybe into the discussion.
Okay.
Okay, back to Rizal, back to the chair.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you, sir, for your explanation from the campaign report. And I will move to the discussion paper. So my first topic that I want to deliver is from Aldo, research thread. We will evaluating the leads. Over to Aldo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So I think this is my friction on following up the leads. So uh, there's some numbers that are not like not registered on WhatsApp, and like it's from agent. So I would like to ask who will evaluate the leads that I got. Is it I myself to will evaluate the leads, or maybe someone else before the funnel goes to me? Back to Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. And maybe over to Wayana, do you have thoughts about this? Will evaluating the leads? It's from me or Gani for evaluating.
For evaluating, I think it's bit tricky. Like Gani is now like get the information. It's 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 Gani, I think. Because you focus on the maybe it can be Aldo as well, so that not jump much. You understand? Like
Mm.
so, Rizal can focus on what you call get the impression, and Gani can do the analytic and create the post and strategy about the post. And when the lead come in, and then will be Aldo like check if the property qualified, because it's like a flow in there. Like when they qualified, and then you contact like what is the next step, like of course for the meeting, right? So it's the flow is will be is most natural is on Aldo actually. Not
Okay,
to
over to Jing, sir. Do you have anything?
Okay, let's do a test real quick, right? Um, Aldo, uh, who serves you?
Me,
Yeah, who serves you, Aldo?
from the funnel itself, it should be Gani.
hmm what do they serve you? What sort of is the output of their work?
I think it's somehow overlapping with Gani or Mas Rizal, because Gani is the one that responsible for the evaluating the content itself. Am I right?
Okay, so Aldo, what is your output? What is the output of your work?
My output is the meeting itself, the
Right,
schedule,
right. So what's the input to your work?
the list.
The leads, right? The leads from the inbox.
Yeah.
You are a lead client meeting server, right? Lead client meeting server. You evaluate the leads because you are being served leads. If you're not happy with the leads, you need to argue with the person above you, right? You need to say, hey, look, these leads are not good. Now, they might actually go and tell you the leads are good. Like, let's say they're not on WhatsApp. They'll say, hey, but it's a phone. Call them. Right? It's a registered phone number. You can still call it, right? And make it into a meeting. So I think that part is still okay, but your job is to be a critic of leads and output meetings. Wayana's job is to be a critic of meetings and output deals. Okay, and then I guess BI is like imports deals and outputs revenue, and then we are all critics of Rezal's work, so to speak, right? Because you might get bad leads because Rezal maybe sent in bad traffic, right? You might get bad leads because that traffic wasn't filtered correctly to give relevant traffic. So then that's essentially your most you would directly complain generally to Gani and Tara, right? If you're not happy with the leads that you're getting, complain to them and tell them why you're not happy. They might tell you actually this is a good lead. You know, you just need to call them on the phone, right? Rather than through WhatsApp. So you are a critic of leads and you are a output of meetings. Okay, so that's your role. Um, Rizal is a critic of, I guess, resources, right? And he can create. I don't have enough time, resources, or whatever. That's fine, right? So then HR would have to supply you, I guess, right? So HR is supplying your needs for time, skill, and headcount to keep the funnel activity going, okay? But your output is essentially traffic, right? So the more traffic you produce, the better you're doing your job. Targeted traffic, not just any traffic, right? Good traffic, okay? So in a
Okay.
way,
Thank you, sir. I think that's
way, you're right. Everybody should be concerned, but you're the ultimate critic. You're the ultimate. You're the client of leads.
Okay.
So be a good client. Be like, yo, I'm not happy with this. I can't do my job because, and that's what an SLA means. It's a service oriented economy, right? You need to give me good fish so I can have good dishes, so my patrons will be happy. But if you supply me rotten fish, then then down the stream, my patrons are unhappy with me, and I'm unhappy with you. Right? That's the way it works. Okay. Sure. Dr. Joe.
okay. Aldo already clear from your side.
Yeah. So I will myself evaluate.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's from this Aldo research thread, and I will move to mine, which is my thread is give concession for the partnership rather than exclusive because uh, I don't. It will more feasible to get deal done and to prove that Bifi can again better than the owners OTA. How and that's my thread. Maybe offer to Wayana. Do you have any thoughts about this to melonggarkan partnership rather than exclusive? Jadi lebih fleksibel gitu loh, Mo.
Mm. It's it's depend like because like why we are not like flexible anymore because what we see that when this is okay because no guest is sometimes when it's busy season so we have a lot of demand but the owner close most of the availability so we are like just providing system for them and then we don't have a chance even to put our guests in. It's just kind of, we're paying the system and the train, but it's kind of a waste. So that's why from flexible to do this. But I mean, during this season might be like, okay, we can do like, if you in Bukit Vista, you have like flexible 1 year or something to get that. And after that, when there is what you call like when busy season so we prioritize booking online but in again so it's about culture when you set up that in the beginning they tend to like that's what the habit and the culture they bring on so if it change it's kind of banyak yang nggak terima gitu ngerti nggak jadi it's my property I bring my own gas gitu. So yeah, that's the dilemma why we were like set exclusive. Even like sun and moon, like there is one guest
I
walked in.
see.
Yeah, one guest walked in. Okay, but you can take walked in, but I still take fee. So I set it. I set price this much, so the guests have to pay this much. Otherwise, I'm looking. I still look for more guests for you that willing pay this much, so that everyone pay the same in the property. I'm not willing losing 4 guests because of one guest that want cheaper. So that's what I said.
Hmm. I see. Okay. So we still consider using exclusive partnership more,
Um,
or we still
you have
also.
a case that they have. You have a case if the contract is a problem. So if you do have, maybe I can discuss with the person like what kind of flexibility do they want, so that have to be clear in the upfront. What it mean, like, like how flexible they are. So I need to set up the expectation that agreed upfront. Okay, for example, hey, like since this season, like if I have a guest coming in, I want to have like flexibility. So how long, and we have to agree upfront. So I think on this case, like we need to see case by case. Maybe if you have an example that owner want flexibility, and then we can study uh, from that one case and maybe two or three. And if the exclusivity make it like a problem.
Okay, over to you, sir.
Thank you. I want to actually try something out, right? And I think this is important. What Wina said is logical, but I'm going to restructure it a little bit, right? And I want to actually think about our purpose, our mission. Okay. So before we do these things, before we make a decision, let's think about the vision. If we do this, does this inspire delight every time, everywhere, everyone? Okay. So think about that first. Does it actually sit on the right mission? Does it sit according to our vision? Does it inspire delight for everyone, every time, everywhere? So we need to think deeply about this, meaning, okay, if we do get a concession on the partnership, but we do suffer later on for it, yourself, guests, and the owners, is it a worthwhile partnership? Does it inspire delight? You can probably guess where that might go, right? You can probably guess that having overbookings or whatever, or not having clarity, having people scramble around, being all whatever is probably not the best way to inspire delight. Okay, then let's ask ourselves the second question, which is the mission. So do we is this a hospitality innovation, right? Remember the mission: we inspire delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform guest partners and employees. So then let's ask ourselves, this could be an innovation. This is a change in the way we do business. Does it have the potential to positively transform guest partners and ourselves? I would say that it probably has a lower chance of positive transformation, right? Unless it's done well, unless you do it well, okay? I'm trying to create a sense of balance here. Well, Wina said it was correct. We can try it out, but we need to be very faithful to our mission to try it out, right? We need to ask ourselves constantly, are we actually inspiring delight? Does this actually positively transform anybody? If it does not, then we shouldn't do it, right? We should stick to the original plan. But if it starts doing it better, then we need to be open minded and we need to go to it, okay? All right. I know that's all abstract right now. Let me make it concrete. Let's say, for example, let's start with the hypothesis, okay? Our goal is to get more guests and to survive and to get more partnerships, okay? So let's work with a partner that's flexible, that gets us in the door, but we have zero conflicts, right? We're delighted to have them, they're delighted to have us, guests are delighted, and that's a good deal. And that has simplified, let's say, the process of making partnerships exclusive, and we can all live happily ever after. That can be okay. But if we do this and all it creates is just friction and complaints and frustration from guests, partners, and us, then we should not do it because it does not inspire delight anymore. Okay? I'm open minded. I believe that times have changed and we're going to need to innovate. So, like Lana said, I think we can try it out and give it a shot. But let's be very, very, very lucid about it, right? Remember, I don't know if you remember this at the time. We changed the initiatives in this chapter to fall on, we had a different setup, right? Than every other chapter to make the initiatives more clear. So we didn't have lists on Trello according to people's name. We had lists according to initiative. We initially agreed, if you guys remember, that we would keep that system if that system helped us do our job better, right? It was more clear. provided more clarity, got us more aligned. But after using that system for 2 months, I don't know, did you guys feel like there were good results? Right? So we need then to learn from our previous mistakes in this particular regard with regard to the topic we talked about this morning. What's the deadline? What's the deadline to see results? So if we do this experiment, let's set a deadline. Let's say that, hey, look, we will try this out, and in 30 days, we will evaluate the quality of the partnership. And we will ask ourselves the question, does this inspire delight everywhere, every time, everyone? And if it does, then by all means, we should do more of this. But if it doesn't, then we need to go back and do the way that at least, or we need to keep on innovating until we get to a solution. But let's not go around in a big circle again, right? When it is right. When we first left this particular position, it was because when we first got to this position in the first place of having exclusive agreements, it was because we left the previous position. We left the previous position of just having free for all and everybody do whatever they want, right? Because that did not inspire delight. That inspired frustration. That inspired like all kinds of negative thoughts, right? People quit, people dropped out, all kinds of bad things. So we did exclusive in order to have a foundation. It is harder, you're right, Rizal, but it's better because it allows us to focus every day, right, on the right things and not focus on sort of nasty, stupid calendar conflicts or who's responsible for overbooking or whatever that kind of thing is, which doesn't really do any good. Okay, so if we want to do this, let's be careful. We can try it out because I also think this result. I think that there's probably a lot of people who need management right now, who current managers, and I don't think we need to compromise exclusivity, right? It's like, hey, you're getting zero income. I'll take 20%. I'll put people in your home. Does that sound like a good deal? And they'll probably go, yeah, that's better. I've gotten zero for the past 3 months. Okay, then let's get to work, right? So I don't think we need to compromise necessarily, but if you want to try it out, then let's try it out, and let's be very, very clear that we need to set a deadline for when the results need to start showing. And we just need to ask ourselves a very simple question. Does this support our mission? Does this support our vision? If it doesn't, then we need to move on and try the next thing, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir, for your advice. And yeah, I think we have to think that still on sunrise. The first is exclusive, so we can have less overbookings, less hassle also in our headcount. But also, if we do flexible, maybe we can get more partners. But yeah, it will be more overbookings on the future, and also yes, sir.
This is also, let Aldo go ahead first. Aldo, go for it.
I think the best way to do this is maybe to ask business intelligence about the current partnership that we have. Do they like having friction with our exclusive contract? If they have, then I think it's a good hypothesis, that a good basic of our evidence. I think that things will be going good.
Yeah.
Very good, Aldo.
Yeah.
Very good, Aldo.
Okay, I'll do. I will have. Aldo, please write down that on this discussion also. So I will richly list our video to have some discussion about this.
Okay, and also Rizal, remember what you're doing suggesting this is a change on your output as a chapter to the next chapter, right? So what you're effectively doing is you're lowering the service quality right now, right? You're saying that I'm going to bring in partnerships, but of lower quality, essentially. And so BI needs to know that. BI needs to be aware of that. You also need to think about helping others first too. If you lower the quality here, you'll meet your SLA. But will you make it harder for other people to meet their SLAs, right? Like HAR. Are they going to have a lower inquiry conversion rate now because you are creating something that makes inquiry conversion harder? You know, will this bring down the overall instant book rate, which brings down our ranking? So this is where help others first and be transparent really matters. Okay, when this thing goes down a little bit, this has corresponding consequences down the line. And when you're top of funnel for the entire company, then you affect how everybody does their job at the end of the day. So be very, very conscious of that. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your advice. And I think that's from the research thread, and maybe last research thread is from following up the pitching to South African market. Trevor Harris, I believe this is from Hasbi's work, and maybe offer to Aldo. Uh, do you have a plan about this? Which one to follow up?
Okay, I think I am the one. Yes.
Aldo will take over this action.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
So
yep, yep, yep.
I believe the last action of this card is taken by Wayan to reach out to Trevor Harris again. So I think I will work this with Wayan regarding about the continuation of the project.
Okay. For this one, actually, after the meeting, I sent email follow up, and then he didn't get back. I think it's time to remind him to get back to us. Aldo.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do follow up ya after this ya. Okay, I think that's all from our daily scrum, and probably I will assign for the next chairman is wait. I think for the next chairperson will Tara, and secretary will be Gani, and recorder will be Aldo. Okay, I think that's all from our marketing